So, here we are. Let's have a chat about TwitchCon! Hello! So, for those of you who don't know me, I am TheSpiderCookie, and I went to TwitchCon for the first time this year. And, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. TwitchCon took place on the 16th and 17th of July this year in Amsterdam at the Rye Convention Centre. And they were selling two different types of tickets, a 1-day and a 2-day ticket. And the 1-day ticket cost €65. You could buy it for either of the days, and the 2-day ticket cost €108. Regarding COVID measures this year, there was no vaccine requirement, no mask requirement, and they also didn't provide hand sanitizer at the venue. So of course, you could go there being fully vaccinated and wearing a mask and using hand sanitizer, but you were responsible to take care of all of that. Regarding bag restrictions, bags were allowed to be up to 12 by 12 by 6 inches, which is 30 by 30 by 15 centimeters, and there were no backpacks allowed. If you were buying a backpack at the event, you weren't allowed to go back into the event with that backpack. And regarding food and beverages, according to the website of the venue itself, so the Rye in Amsterdam, you weren't allowed to take in food or beverages. While TwitchCon itself was only on the 16th and 17th of July, on the 15th, so the Friday before the weekend of TwitchCon, you could pick up your badge. And that was also recommended by Twitch. By the way they were selling TwitchCon tickets, you needed to connect your Twitch account to it, which meant that they were only generally selling one ticket per Twitch account, and you needed to have a Twitch account to buy a TwitchCon ticket. At badge pickup, you would be showing a QR code you received via email and a government ID matching the name you used to buy your ticket. This right here was my TwitchCon badge this year. So at the top, it has my username, at the bottom, it has a QR code, and the fact that I'm a Twitch affiliate. The colors mean that it's a 2-day ticket, and, well, once again, that I'm a Twitch affiliate. And the back is, well, not very exciting, it's just the TwitchCon logo. Oh, and you got this neat lanyard to go with it. At badge pickup, you could also pick up this free shoulder bag. It has 2 zipper pockets, one on the top, one on the back, and it feels like it was made of very cheap plastic. So, yeah, you didn't miss much there. For the streamers among you, you might be curious what the affiliate and partner perks were at TwitchCon Amsterdam this year. Since I myself am an affiliate, let's do the affiliate perks first. The affiliates got a set of gifts, which was these 2 shoelaces, this pen, and this sticker set. Partners, on the other hand, got a 50% discount on their TwitchCon tickets. They got to attend the partner party on Friday, and a shop night that was exclusive to partners, also on that same Friday. At TwitchCon itself, they got access to the partner lounge and got a partner gift. As far as I could see, it was a t-shirt this year. For those of you planning to attend TwitchCon, I'd recommend checking out the TwitchCon app. Seems like it only launched before TwitchCon Amsterdam, and it was really useful. You could check the schedule, you could check the map of the entire venue, so I would really recommend checking it. Since a lot of us, myself included, have been reluctant to go to big events for the last couple of years, well, you might be interested in the fact that they sold out on tickets this year, so there's that. It was cancelled the last couple of years, so it could be that more people were attending because of that. I know I was curious about the languages spoken at TwitchCon, so I can let you know this year at TwitchCon Amsterdam, the languages spoken were mainly English, but there was one convention hall where they were holding talks in other languages, like German and French, among others, and they were translating those talks into English and possibly other languages. I didn't check. Let's get to what I did at TwitchCon. I picked up my badge bright and early on Friday, as recommended by Twitch, and on Saturday I was early to be in line for the bag check. Interestingly enough, even just standing in line at the badge pickup and at the bag check, I had plenty of conversations with other streamers who were super nice. So yeah, that was a lovely experience. Pretty much the first thing I did on Saturday after getting through the bag check was buy Twitch merch. Because of course. Next, I decided to sit down in a room with other streamers and listen to a creator camp talk. This one was about Path to Partner, which actually gave some pretty interesting tips on what to do with your partner application once you actually get to apply. Another creator camp I attended was about branding your channel. As someone who's been streaming for 5 years and making your own channel art, I didn't really learn anything new there, but it was still interesting to hear what sort of information they were presenting to people. So there is that. Another talk I attended was given by a vocal coach, and it was about how to take care of your voice as a streamer. It was pretty informative. Right at the end of day 1 of TwitchCon, I attended the Drag Showcase, which was held on the main stage and had performances by a variety of drag artists. On Sunday, day 2 of TwitchCon, I arrived a bit later than I did on Saturday, so there was no line at the bag check. I could just walk straight through into the convention. And the first thing I did on Sunday was attend a community panel about moderation. The community panel had several streamers and moderators talk about their experiences moderating on the platform, and they were sharing some interesting stories, so in case you want to check it out, I'll put that link in the description. After the moderation community panel, I attended a creator camp talk about working with game companies regarding free game keys and sponsorships. That talk specifically was among the most entertaining and informative talks I've ever seen. So yeah, it's a shame that one wasn't streamed. There was a camera in the background, so I'm hoping they'll upload videos eventually as part of Creator Camp. If so, I'll update the description. Next, I attended the moderator meetup where I got this snazzy temporary tattoo. But really, since I've been moderating for longer on the platform than I've been a streamer, it was really awesome to see other moderators and be able to talk to them about their experiences. So yeah, that's a pretty awesome experience, and I'm sure I'll remember it for a while. After the moderator meetup, I attended the cosplay contest, which was held on the main stage. Some of the costumes on that stage had some incredible craftsmanship and were extremely intricate. So if you're interested in cosplay or crafting, I'd recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Link in the description. Walking into TwitchCon, you were first greeted by the entrance area, which also had the stairs up to the partner lounge. Then you would end up in a big room which had giant monitors, and those would either show who was currently DJing in that area, or they would show a live stream of the main stage. So for example, for the opening ceremony, you could watch it from there. Since I mentioned earlier that you weren't allowed to take in food or beverages into the event, you might be interested to hear that there were water coolers that you could use for free to get some fresh water. And of course, there were plenty of stalls selling beverages and food to you. And of course, they were fairly overpriced. And you could also refill your water bottle at a bathroom sink using tap water. So there was that option too. Something I personally didn't expect to see at TwitchCon was for some of the event to be located outside. So it was in like a parking lot area. It was mostly food stalls and one stage, but it was out in the sun. So yeah, it would definitely pay off to bring sunscreen if future TwitchCons are similar in that regard. Something else that took me by surprise at TwitchCon this year was that there were several spots with games like Jenga or 4 in a row that you could just walk up to and play. So for those of you meeting up with your community, that's a pretty neat idea. Speaking of meeting up with your community, well, I didn't really get to have a proper community meetup this year, but maybe next year. Let me know if you're planning on attending TwitchCon Paris. As I mentioned, this was my first TwitchCon, and I hadn't really attended any other conventions before this either, so I was surprised to see how many people were streaming or filming at the event. So even if you don't stream or film yourself, odds are you are going to end up on camera sooner or later, so there's that. Something else I didn't expect to see was for there to be a specific room to not stream or film in, which was the offline lounge. A part of the convention I especially enjoyed was Artist Alley, where you could meet artists who are part of the Twitch community. They basically had a bunch of stalls there, and the artists could decorate them and sell their own merch. So it was pretty cozy, and there were lots of awesome people there. Looking at your fellow convention goers, you could see plenty of people wearing their own and other streamers' merch. You could see people in full cosplay, people wearing drag, people wearing pride flags and pride colors. So overall, it was a very welcoming and lovely environment to be in. In case you're planning on attending TwitchCon soon, I've got a couple of tips for you. After doing some research, I decided to make and bring my own business cards to hand out at TwitchCon. Honestly, I handed out more of these than I expected, and if you are a streamer planning on networking at TwitchCon, I'd really recommend it. I'd recommend bringing some comfortable shoes and clothing to wear at TwitchCon, since you'll most likely do a lot of standing and walking, so keep that in mind. Based on my experiences this year, I would recommend bringing hand sanitizer, sunscreen, and face masks if you're planning on wearing them, because it'll be easier to bring them along than it will be to get them at TwitchCon, or, well, around TwitchCon. Odds are you won't be able to get them at the actual convention itself. So, yeah, you wouldn't want to have to worry about that, right? I would definitely recommend trying to stay hydrated before, during, and after TwitchCon. If you're planning on meeting up with people, odds are you'll be doing a lot of talking, so take care of your voice. As already mentioned, I was using the TwitchCon app during the event, and I would really recommend checking it out. For those of you who are planning to attend talks like the ones I mentioned, I would really recommend taking notes. Of course, you could take physical or digital notes. If you're taking digital notes, make sure you won't run out of battery, but yeah, that's pretty obvious. And lastly, if you're planning on buying Twitch merch, I'd recommend buying it early, because at least this year they did sell out on some items, so if there's specific stuff you want, buy it early. To sum up, I had a great time at TwitchCon Amsterdam this year. I met some amazing people, got to learn plenty of new information about streaming, and overall, it was such a memorable experience to just be around so many other people sharing the same interest. So I would definitely recommend it. Anyways, if you guys have any other questions that I haven't answered yet, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them. And yeah, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll see some of you at TwitchCon Paris next year. We'll see. Bye!